FadeitLuie here, bringing you guys a brand new video. This is gonna be my first voiceover on a YouTube tutorial, so I don't know how this is gonna go, but it's gonna go some type of way. So we're gonna see how it goes, if you know what I mean. Alright, so right now I'm balling out with my gold FX trimmers. They're the rose gold ones. If you're colorblind, I don't know if you can see, you know what I'm saying? Just kidding. Okay, so right here I'm using some salicylic acid powder, aka shave stick. It was around like $15 on Amazon. I definitely recommend it, especially if you have a client that bumps up. This client doesn't bump up as much, but I still use it because I like to make sure they don't. Okay, so now we're getting into the fade. I'm using my Gamma Plus rose gold clippers with the lever open. I don't know if you can see, but right here I have the lever all the way closed, and I'm going up about 1 millimeter from where I made my first initial guideline. I'm also doing this to erase that bottom line. Another thing that will help you erase those bottom lines, especially when you're a beginner, is zero gapping your clippers. Usually when you buy a clipper, they're not zero gap, and a lot of beginners don't really know too much about that, so make sure. As you can see, we moved down to our one guard, and I always start with my one guard open. I also always use my comb to feed the hair into the clipper, because sometimes like when you're going up with the clipper and flicking out using that C motion, the hair just flicks away. It just like floats away from the clipper guard and doesn't feed in the clipper properly. So using that comb will definitely help you. Don't be afraid. It's not going to cut the teeth. Now we're using our half guard. I always start with the lever open. In my opinion, for my 6 years of experience, always start with your lever open. Okay, so now we're going to be using our two guard open. And again, we're going to be using the comb to feed the hair into the clipper guard while we're flicking out with the clipper. Now we're using our 1.5 guard, meeting the one open with the two open. Now a little bit of detail work with the one open. Now we're using our 3 guard to blend the bulk into the sides. We will also be using thinning shears and clipper oval comb. Okay, so now we're gonna be using our clipper oval comb technique. I like to dampen the hair a little bit with a little bit of water. Spray it about once or twice. Get a little bit moisty, but not too much, just so the hair can feed in the comb a little bit better. Now I'm just wetting the hair to make sure these hairs don't fall over to the side and I cut them by accident. Now we're gonna make our way to the back, starting with my lever closed. Now we're gonna start using our one guard open. Now we're using our half guard open, flicking out that bottom line. Okay, so I had switched to my 1.5 guard now. Now we're bridging the gap. And eventually you're gonna see me switch to my one open to bridge the gap even more, because sometimes it leaves a fade line trying to blend into your two using your one open. So you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so we're getting into the very critical clip roll comb part. Right here is his calic area. And if you guys know about calics, like, they're the most trickiest things to deal with. Okay, so I slowly use my clipperable comb technique here. I grab the hair, pull, cut. If you haven't noticed yet, every time I go vertically, it's to blend, and when I go horizontally, it's to debulk, as you can see here. Horizontally, debulking. Horizontally, debulking. Now vertically, blending. Debulking. On the lineup, you want to keep things as natural as possible. You don't want to push nobody's hairline back. For him, he has a lot of overhang, so I'm not really pushing him back. I'm just removing the overhang that's there. And then also, he has very large vertical bars, so I would have to cosmetically remove hair from his C cup just to make it a little bit more to his head shape, for lack of a better term. Okay, so right here I had to remove a few hairs from the top and comb them down. You want to really take your time on the lining, and especially when you're lining up their C cups. There's no reason to rush. This is the last thing you want to rush. If anything, you rush the fade. Okay, so we're gonna start fading the beard. Usually I start with my lever open, no guard, and then I move on to my 1 guard open, and then my 1.5 guard open. Tell me this ain't crispy. your time. There is no need to rush, especially when you're using your razor. I like to go against the grain on the cheeks as well, just to make sure that stubble isn't visible. Alright guys, this is the cut. Now I'm just doing a little bit of shear work on top, trimming his hair. Man, I hope you guys love the video. This is my first voiceover ever, so you know I'm new to this. A little choppy, but it's okay, you know, a little rough around the edges, but it's all good. Like, comment, subscribe.